Alright everyone, welcome back to my video. OJStat playlist on my channel. In the last video I have shown you how to download and install OJStat using Composer because OJStat is a PHP based application. And if you are not familiar with this application, this is a step counter designed and developed specifically for OJS journals. And in the last video, I have shown you how to use this, how to test the local host. I tried to show you how to upload it to the cPanel to your hosting, but due to technical errors, my video was incomplete. So I decided to make a new one to continue the discussion. But I apologize for not showing you how to upload the OJStat application into your cPanel. But I think if you uh, work with the cPanel, I think you already know how to upload a folder or a zip file and then extract the file uh, inside a particular folder in the file manager, cPanel file manager. Okay, so this is the final appearance of this app when everything uh, runs well. And as you can see that I host my OJStat inside my OJStat folder as usual. And as you can see the URL here, this is a subdomain. Okay, and this is the journal, which is just a test journal that I make just to demonstrate how you can use OJStat for your own journal. Also, as you can see here, I also have added three widgets from OJStat, and if you have used OJStat of the previous versions, you can clearly see the difference because in this version uh, OJStat no longer uses iframe. Okay, so in this video basically I will show you how you can link, you can add the journal, you can add the user, you can link a journal to your OJStat so that the OJStat can uh, track the statistic deficit. Okay, first of all, I want to tell you that your journal may be hosted in a domain or a subdomain. If it is in the domain, and it is likely that your OJS root folder is inside the public domain, public HTML directory in your control panel. And you need to put your OJStat folder along with or within the OJS root folder. Okay, so for example, there are OJS folders here and files, and then you put your OJStat folder there. Alternatively, if you use a public domain like my case, you will need to identify the OJS root folder and then you put your OJStat folder inside the folder. And then you will need to adjust the values of your configuration file, which can be accessed in the config folder of OJStat. And because you are now working in the global server, not in local servers, as you have to change the constant of edit to false, because by default it is set to true. And if you are running setup, uh, you have to set the value of this constant to true. I think the comment here is clear. And then you will need to put your URL without the protocol like HTTP or HTTPS. Like this, if you are working in the local host, you just put localhost slash OJStat, assuming that OJStat is the folder name. By the way, you can put any name. It is not confined to OJStat. And then it also applies when you work in the Google Search and the cPanel. Okay, you will put the URL like this, and you will also need to provide your database credentials, the host, username, password, and the database name. And if you're working in your OJStat is hosted in a subdomain like me, like mine here in the subdomain journal, you will need to put the base URL accordingly. Okay, so in this case, I use OJStat as my OJStat folder name. Okay, you can use any name. Just make sure that you identify the folder name here, so OJStat can find the system files. Okay, now assume that you have installed and you have set up your OJStat, and then you have changed the OJStat setup value to false. You will be directed to this uh, home page, OJStat home page. And after that, you of course you will need to log in by using the administrator account that you have created during the setup process. Here I use my admin credential. As you can see here, there's a map, and this shows all the journals because I just have added one journal and one user for as the journal manager. So yeah, so you can see here. So this dashboard shows you the information, statistical information of all journals registered in your register. Okay, and here there should be a user image here, but because I haven't added any, so it doesn't show, but we can add here by clicking on profile link and then uh, find the photo and make sure that the photo size, the file size is not it is limited to one megabyte. Okay, and here you can also uh, change a password. Okay, that's all. Alright, and now before we add journal, we need to add users. here we can list user, active user, we can deactivate the user, we can also delete the user. But if the user is still assigned to manage a journal in the OJStat, then the user cannot be deleted, because if the user is deleted, then OJStat will show errors. So to add a user, we click on this link, add user. We provide a full name, email, and link. If the user doesn't have any link, then just put the journal link. It's okay. And then there is a description. Uh, think of the descriptions like short biography or something. Okay, and then the username for the user to log in. So the user does not register by himself, but added by OJStat administrator. Okay, and the role ID. Okay, this is important. Role ID here is integer number. Existing IDs here 1 and 2 means that we cannot assign the new user the role ID like with the existing IDs. Okay, so for example, we can add 3. Okay, 3 something. Okay, and then we also um, add the profile photo, and then we tick this checkbox, and then we add user. After we add user, we can add journals. Okay, to list the journals, we can click here, journals. We can also edit the journal information here. Okay, and this we add the journal title, journal description. Just copy from the journal web page. We put the print ISSN, the electronic ISSN. If empty, do not uh, leave it blank. Just add a hyphen like this thing, and then the journal URL, Google Scholars ID. Okay, this is important. Google Scholar ID. So just I can show the citations or the metrics. Index Copernicus ID, if any, Simago ID, if any, and as you can read here, if empty, just put a hyphen. Okay, but not Google Scholar. Google, all journals today have Google Scholars account, so it's impossible that even a new journal will have a Google Scholar ID. The editors will have made one. Alright, as with the users, journal also have their IDs. So uh, by looking there has been a journal using the ID 1, so we can add for example 2. And this is the reason why we need to add a user before we add the journal, because in adding a journal we need to select the manager, uh, and this form will list all the registered users. Okay, and as you know that OJStat in OJStat a user can manage more than one journal. So although you have added only one user, the same user can be assigned to manage more than one journal. And then we add the journal cover. The journal cover you can just copy, just download journal the journal cover. Oh, here I didn't add one here, and then we can add here, and we tick this checkbox, and then we click add journals. Okay, add a journal. Okay, so after we add user and journals, the user can start linking the journals to the OJStat. Now I will log into OJStat as a journal manager, and I will show you how you can link your journal to OJStat. Okay, so this is the dashboard of the user, which shows how many journals he is assigned to manage, and then the unique visits of all the journals that he's managing, the returning visitors, the new visitors, and the total visits, and also the countries. Okay. The user can also uh, edit his or her account profile in here by clicking the enable edit mode checkbox here. Uh, he or she can make change, photos, and so on. I think these are all self-explanatory. And then the journals here. If the user is assigned to manage multiple journals, then there will be the list of journals here. They can also view and edit the journal information, but users can also uh, configure the journal report, the OJStat report for the journal. Um, First, the user can identify the Google Scholar account type of the journal, because Google Scholars have two types of accounts, one for the user and one for journal, but many journals use user account. Okay, so yeah, I actually have an article in OJStat.eu.org regarding how to identify the ID of the Google Scholar ID of the journal based on the account type. Okay? And then the Google Scholar, whether the whether this report is shown or not in report, so the user can make necessary change here. For example, if the journal doesn't have index Copernicus ID, it is strongly recommended to hide the report, because if the link is shown in the report but the ID doesn't exist, and then when the visitors or the viewer clicks on the link, then it will show error page. Okay, and to link the journal to OJStat, the user will need to go to this page. Okay, and in this page, on this page, you can see here there are two scripts, okay, that uh, the user will add to the journal header. I will show you where. The first one is required uh, This is required for the journal to be linked to the OJStat. Okay, and the second one is optional. This is useful if you want to show OJStat widgets like this without the second script. This widget cannot render. And now I will log into my journal account. Oh, I forgot the password. Alright. And where to put the scripts? You need to go to the distribution menu and in the search indexing tab here you can put your script tags here. Okay, and if you add the widget script, the widget script must be below the main script. Okay, so make sure that the order is like this, and after that the journal will start uh, recording. But in this version of OJStat, uh, the tracking record has been made more accurate. So when the user uh, visit pages like this current issue thing, or archives, or about the journal, or the dashboard, the to submit or login page, OJStat will not record that visits. Okay? So what the OJStat records is just the visit to the article. Okay, the article. So it will read the link. If the link is not article here like this, then it will not be recorded. Okay, so that's how the OJStat works. And then the user can start monitoring the statistic here, selecting the journals, and also can the user can uh, filter the date, uh, the start date and end date, and if the user doesn't specify the date range, and then OJStat will show the overall statistics, overall visits. Okay? The the countries here, the page views, and so on and so forth. Okay, and now is the most important is how to add the widgets. So to add the widgets, just make sure that the widget tag has been added. Okay, and for example, if the user wants to add a physical widgets, there uh, are three options. Okay, whether to show the yearly visits, monthly visit, this month visit. Okay, if it is set to yearly visits, and then it will generate the uh, chart showing all the visits based on years. If it is set to monthly, and then it shows that year based on months, and if the user selects this month, and it will show that month visits based on the dates. The chart style can also be changed. The user can use this bar chart or line chart, and then the user need to copy the uh, widget code and then go to the journal settings, okay, the website name and plugins tab, uh, and then find custom block manager. Make sure that it is activated by clicking the checkbox, and if there is no, you can add a blog, and then uh, put the code here. But because copy what you copy is a code, HTML code, you cannot just paste here, but you need to go to the source code and you paste the code here, and then you click OK to save. And if you add more than one widget, you will need to order the code. So be very careful in pasting here, because the code can seem overwhelming, especially if you are not familiar with the HTML codes or tags. Okay, so just do it one by one. Okay, so this is where you add your widget code, and again, I say just make sure that the widget script has also been added. The indexing widget here, we have Google Scholar and Index Copernicus and Simago, but because the journal that I am working now for the test doesn't have a what we call Index Copernicus and Simago ID, so it, it doesn't appear. Okay, and then copy the code. I know that this is a very long code, because the style, because the widget applies CSS inline styles. Okay. Alright, so there is where and how you can add OJStat widgets to your OJStat. And the last one is the public report. Okay, so this is the public report of the journal, uh, which shows the journal statistics that can be seen by public, the metrics, Google Scholar metrics, citations, like this. Although this journal is just a test journal, I used another journal, Google Scholars ID, for demonstration. Okay, so these citations are real, but not belongs to the journal I am showing you right now. Then the visitor statistics, and then the other statistics you can uh, you can explore by yourself. Okay, and you don't want to if you don't want to add if you don't want to add widgets, you need to add a link to your statistics. Okay, and usually you will do this in the navigation menu, and then you add a new menu. Whether you add a new item first, and then for example you name it OJStat, and then URL, and you copy the URL of your public report. Just make sure that the URL is copied fully, because it contains your journal identity. And after that, you can add to uh, the primary navigation name. You can click and drag and drop here. Okay, how to okay, let's put it here. This is just for example. You can figure out uh, how to organize your navigation, and then save. And when you reload the page, and the report link will be available for the user, they can click, and they will show this. Oh, I think I have copied a sub page. I just make sure that the report is the summary. Okay, summary. So you can edit. This is the system report. The system report means that the reports about what operating system, what devices, uh, uh, and what browsers that the user use. Okay. Alright, so that's it. How you can add your journal, you can add user, you can as a user you can link your OJS journal to OJStat. You can add widgets, you can link the widgets so the widget can render. I hope that OJStat can help you uh, to to study the trends, the statistics of your journal for the growth of the journal. Thank you very much for watching. Uh, See you again in another video, hopefully. Okay.